Hello, everybody. Today is November 11th, 2016. I'm Zach. I wanted to give you guys an update about my Chicago trip, about all of the crazy between Tuesday and Thursday, so much happened. Um, I'll try to keep it short. The short version is I did get accepted for the stem cell transplant in Chicago under Dr. Burt at Northwestern Memorial. Yay! I'm so excited. I mean, it doesn't sound like I'm excited, but I am excited. It's like standing at the bottom of this huge mountain and just looking up and seeing how far I have to go. So I did get accepted, which is amazing. I am going to stop my multiple sclerosis, which is fantastic. I'd like to get my life back. So let me just kind of tell you about the trip in legs. We got up at like 2:30 in the morning our time because our flight leaves Charleston at 5:20 in the morning for Charlotte. And so we had to get up really early, get there early to get through security, get packed and everything else because we didn't really do that the night before. We drive from Hurricane, West Virginia to Charleston, West Virginia, which is about 30 minutes or so. The traffic was perfect because it was 3 o'clock in the morning, so it was great. You know, we get to Charleston, we get on the plane, and we fly to Charlotte. Okay, the plane was a little bit warm. That's great. Well, anyway, I'm getting off the plane in Charlotte, and they, because it's a small plane, they don't have the tube that comes out, that meets the where the plane is, and you can just get on the tube and like roll into the airport or whatever. They didn't have that. They just had the door of the plane when it comes down, and then it has the stairs already there. Like that's kind of what was there. And I was like, they were like, "Do you need the ramp?" And I was like, "Well, how many stairs are there?" And they're like, "Well, there's six." I can do six stairs. That's cool. I can do six stairs. Yeah, it's cool. I don't want to wait for them to do the ramp. So, but when I get to the steps, I let everybody else off the plane because I'm slow as all get out. So I let everybody off the plane. I'm like reaching for the rails, but the rails are like really far away from the top of the stairs. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I had to like lean forward to grab the rails so that I could take a step. Well, I apparently started relapsing on the plane. I don't know. Like, since I stopped taking my Tecfidera, I think I started relapsing again because all of my symptoms were kind of not really. Spasticity was really bad. I was Frankenstein walking through the aisles of the plane. It was not pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. Um, but I leaned forward and I can't lift my left leg to take the first step. And so Alex kind of gives my foot a nudge so it'll go. And it goes, and I get that step down. So I got one good step. But then when I go to take the next step, I don't know. I lost my footing or something. I don't know. And I slipped, and I was about to roll off like face plant off of the plane. I'm like holding on to everything. And I said, okay, I'm just going to sit on my ass and scoot down the stairs. Just let me sit on my ass and scoot. And everybody's looking at me like, oh my God, like, what's this guy doing? Anyway, I got off the plane. It was fine. I almost died, but I was fine. So then we fly to Chicago. We're in Chicago. Chicago, the O'Hare Airport is huge. Anyway, we go to the train. We're going to take a train into the city. So we get on the blue line, we go, we have to transfer. There's only certain stops that are actually accessible. So we have to kind of like incorporate that into our route planning. We get to Chicago, can't check into the hotel until 3. It's about noon. My MRI is at 1:15. So we have lunch and then we go right into the MRI. But let me tell you what, I've had a lot of MRIs, but I've never had an MRI experience like this. So, we go in, the whole check-in place looks like a hotel. It looks like I've walked into a hotel, a fancy swanky hotel, and not a medical facility. And I roll in and I'm waiting and the guy's like, next, you here to see Dr. Bird, ain't you? And I'm like, I am. He's like, okay, well, and then he like hollers back behind him and he's like, yeah, we got you. You're good. Just wait over here. So I go in for the MRI. I sign in. I'm waiting. They give me a little locker room area with, give me a gown to change into and fill out a questionnaire and all this other stuff. So anyway, I finally get into the MRI room, and it's like I've walked into this really nice hotel room with nice, hardwood panels, and it just looks so clean and fresh and fabulous. Not that I've ever had a dirty MRI, but still, it just, there's something about the stark white light of fluorescent lighting in a hospital that just kind of makes it feel eh, but I walked into this room and there was like a huge stained glass window across the side that had like a backlight that had an aquatic scene. It was very pretty. And then they have a very similar thing on the top. Like when you're laying down on the machine and you're getting ready to go in, they have another aquatic scene on the top. And that looks really cool. I was like, okay, cool. Like you don't get pretty things to look at when you're getting ready to roll into an MRI machine. Here they did. So I'm laying in the machine. They got the cage on, or they're getting ready to. I'm waiting for the earplugs because that the MRI machine's loud and there's earplugs that you gotta have so you don't go deaf or whatever. But he leans over and he's like, he's got headphones in his hand, like ear noise canceling headphones. He's like, "Will you be listening to music today?" Huh? That's a thing? People can listen to music while they're getting MRI? Yeah, absolutely. Like, hook me up. So I laid in my MRI machine for about an hour and 15 minutes and listened to pop music. And it was fantastic. It was great. And he would like check on me and make sure that I'm okay periodically, just pop in and ask me if I'm doing okay. Um, Something that my last MRI, my local MRI that I had last time, when they were doing my C-spine, they told me that they couldn't get a good picture because of the movement artifact, which basically I was moving too much in the machine. Well, they suggested sedating me next time for an MRI since I couldn't hold still. And then I learned that at Northwestern, they have really great techs, and if they're doing a series of the MRI photos and there's a movement or whatever, they'll reshoot those pictures. They'll let you know that they, didn't get a good group and they'll just have you lay there and they'll do it again. I was like, well, that's cool, to prevent from getting. I mean, when I looked at my own MRI, it looked like my spine was literally disconnected from my head, because of the movement artifact. So anyway, and then after that, we went and had Chicago deep dish pizza for dinner, which was phenomenal. The best thing ever. It was. I didn't think that there would be that much of a difference between a Chicago style deep dish and anything else, but there is a difference, and Chicago's got it figured out. So if you ever get a chance to go to Chicago, get you a piece of that deep dish. That's just the first leg of my trip. That's the first half. That was just the MRI. That was kind of my Tuesday. I'm going to stop it here and do a separate post for Wednesday. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all.